Been through a lot of crap. I've been through a nasty divorce, lost most of my money. My business failed along with my marriage, and I lost over $500,000, and I'm only 30. This has left me feeling really down on myself to the point where sometimes I feel like hurting myself. I feel like I'm getting my ass kicked left and right. How do I get my drive and my edge back?
You know what? First off, congratulations. You're only 30 and you lost a lot of money and you hit rock bottom. 30. People experience that at 40, 50, and 60. Imagine, my friend, how they might feel. Sometimes when you have something to compare to and you realize, like, I'm only 30, like just a year ago, I was in my 20s. This guy's doing fine in life. If you got to a place where you lost $500,000, you lost it all, seems like you did a lot of great work to build a life. Sadly, you lost it. One, go back and go, what happened that I lost it? Did I fuck up somewhere in my relationship? Was I overworking? Was I neglecting my marriage? Did I pick the wrong spouse? That could happen. Did I pick the wrong spouse? Did I somehow get screwed by a business partner? If you find what the problem was, you can avoid it the next time you go to rebuild. Number one. Number two, you think hurting yourself is going to do anything? All that's going to do is prove that you're a loser. Like right now, he had temporary defeat. You know who doesn't have any problems in life? Because this man has problems, and I get it. But people who don't have problems are dead. Dead people have no problems. But this is not failure. This is not death. This is simply a temporary defeat. You are supposed to experience temporary defeats on the way to success. He is experiencing temporary defeat, but when you're down and out and you feel miserable and you feel like you've just had your ass handed to you, it does feel like this is the end. So then what do you do? Because hurting yourself is not an option. It's simply not. That is how weak people exit life, by hurting themselves. Weak people exit life by hurting themselves. For everyone else, if you've got a heartbeat, and you've built it once, you can build it again by figuring out what you did wrong or what went wrong and course correct, number one. Number two, make the commitment that I'm not hurting myself. And number three, start stacking wins in areas that you can win in. Because if you feel defeated, if you feel you don't have your edge, if you feel like I just don't have that energy anymore, what can you do to get it back? For me, I can very easily go into the gym on a day that I feel off, that I feel weak, I feel tired, I feel like I had my ass handed to me trying to build a fucking empire, and I can go and have a great workout listening to my playlist that just makes me feel good, and then at the end of a 40, 50, 60-minute workout, I walk out feeling like 80, 90% better. Right. And if I can stack a few of those awesome workouts, so I'm telling our friend here, control what you can. Start stacking wins in areas that you can get quick results from. Start eating better. Get your abs. Like, if I could snap my fingers and he wakes up lean, jacked with abs, I bet he'd have some kind of edge, because he'd be like, that's a fucking handsome man in the mirror. Like, get your abs back. Get jacked. Get lean. Start doing fun things again. Learn to play chess. Go read books. Like, stack other wins. Go get Rosetta Stone and learn a new language. If you have the money, travel. If you don't, do what my friend Chanta does. Stay at fucking hostels and travel the world. Fucking, you give Chanta $300, he'll go to 5 different countries. Like you can stack wins and have different experiences, but what you can't do is accept defeat. That is the only time when temporary defeat becomes failure, is when you accept it and then you pull the trigger, literally or metaphorically, and you end it. Because there's no coming back from death, right? And so that's what our friend needs to do. He needs to stack wins and understand that this is the human condition and that he's only 30 years old, and this happens to people that are 45, 50, and 60. And so once he has that perspective, he knows that he can rebuild in just a couple of short years.
For sure. This made me think about, I mean, it may or may not be like maybe a different video, because I'm kind of switching topics, but it's the same in the fact that you lost something that was important to you. But I noticed that a lot of guys, especially in, you're definitely not manosphere, because you talk about a bunch of things, but your content just happens to be for men. But a lot of these guys in the comments are complaining about, you know, their girl cheated on them in the past, and they call it a red pill rage. Like, these guys who watch all this red pill content, they're just mad at the world, they hate women, whatever. So basically, they lost something that was important to them, and they're just mad and they can't move on. So that could be for women, that can be for losing money, that can be for anything, right?
Like death. Like, well, imagine like you hear your fucking mom and dad die in a car accident.
Right.
Like, that would put me in a rage.
Right.
Or you come home and your chick's banging some dude. That would put me in a rage. Or like you said, out of the blue, hey, I want a divorce. and you just lost your whole fucking empire. That would put me in a rage. But what am I going to do? I'm going to take all that and feel pity for myself and feel like a victim. Take all that fucking awesome energy, that great fucking rage. I'm going to waste it on feeling pity and like a victim? Or am I going to channel that rage into having such a fucking awesome life that she's going to regret ever fucking looking at another dude, and that I can't bring my parents back, but I'm going to make so much money. I'm going to make sure that whatever caused my parents' death, that no other set of parents experience that death. Like Tim Grover in his book Relentless talks about the cooler, the closer, and the cleaner. And the cleaner is the Michael Jordan. Remember, he was the personal trainer for Michael Jordan, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, Charles Barkley. And he says that the cleaner is able to channel all of that rage that he has from his childhood, from the abuse, from the fucking shortcomings of life, from the losses that they've experienced. And he has conditioned those athletes of his to bring 48 minutes of what he calls controlled rage to the court. And that is how they win. Because when Michael Jordan's sneakers would hit that fucking court, every one of the opposition were all those coaches and all those other athletes that said you weren't good enough. Because that's, if you watch the Michael Jordan story, he wasn't good enough. Like, he was a late bloomer. Every single one of his oppositions. But if he just recklessly is like, fuck you guys, and falls apart and goes fucking bananas, well, guess what? You just proved that you're a nut job.
Right.
But if he takes that rage and controls it for 48 minutes on that fucking court, he owns every single one of them. And that's how a legend is made. And so you are going to feel pain. You are going to feel sorrow. You are going to feel emotions of rage. What you do with it, how you channel it, determines whether you are a victim and and you cry about it and you feel pity for yourself, or you enable yourself and you turn that into a superpower and you use that to fuel the next best version of you.